like what is like everybody knows that Jason is there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the cutscene is always the same in that when you begin the match, and he kills. You're like at a campsite, right? And there's different maps, but you're at the campsite, and you guys are chilling, and Jason walks up. And he takes out one of them, and then everybody scatters, and then it's your job to survive the night, however you see fit, pretty much. And in the single player mode, the story mode, it's going to be like dropping you in from the beginning, where they don't even know that Jason exists.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of work up to that point as opposed to being thrown into this crazy environment. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
So it'll be pretty cool and a different, honoring that legacy in a new way or whatever, and for to kind of make up for people who enjoy that story and playing the campaigns of things. I'm one of them. I love that. That's what I like to do first. So it's a little frustrating waiting for it, but I'm definitely waiting patiently.
In other horror news, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but M. Night Shyamalan's Tales from the Crypt is officially dead.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, all that hype, and they, I guess it was like some legal matters. They couldn't get all the rights to what they needed, so they just, I guess they scrapped
definitely
it.
couldn't get the Crypt Keeper.
They couldn't?
No.
Ah.
Because he's owned by a separate...
Because HBO doesn't have him anymore.
No.
Who owns him, then?
I think it might have been... I forget what they're called.
But they didn't want to let him go.
IC Comics?
Oh, that makes sense.
Whoever, yeah.
Well,
Because he's originally, that whole premise is from a comic series.
Yeah.
Right?
He's not IDW or something publishing?
No.
No.
Actually, little backstory, I don't know if you guys know this, but after the Tales from the Crypt series was created, they eventually went on to create the Mad Comics series.
Mm-hmm.
And then, that later on brought the TV show.
Okay. I wish that HBO still had the rights.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Real
that
quick, I'm correcting myself. I said IC Comics, it was EC Comics.
It's EC Comics.
I just wish I'd love to be able to watch that on HBO Go and stuff. It's so hard to find those, even though I know, bouncing off of your news, they also released, it's still just a DVD collection, but you can finally, after years, you can buy the whole collection in one box.
And let me tell you, it
all
was
the
hard
seasons.
finding every single one, because I own all of them, and it was hard to find every single one.
Yeah, you can't, they're here and there.
Let me tell you, I
Best Buy to be,
Amoeba
yeah.
as often as I could. Only way to get them.
Yeah, so it's cool that that they finally released that to the fans. I'm a little bummed. I don't know what it is that they're not doing the whole Blu-ray transition.
Yeah, it's literally just a comprehensive box set with the box sets that you could have individually purchased before.
Yeah. I think there's a few new special features and stuff on there, and some cool like box art of the Crypt Keeper. I love him.
Rest in peace, Crypt Keeper. Although he was never alive.
Yeah, I, to be honest, I was a little sketched out of it being on TNT because they're gonna be limited. Because Tales from the Crypt, if you go back and watch those, they're very dark and they're on HBO at the time, so they could do whatever they wanted.
You don't see titties anymore, man.
Yeah, that's a negative.
Fun fact for you guys: the Crypt Keeper was never alive. His father was a freak show actor who was deformed, and his mother was a mummy from Egypt.
Damn, Dennis facts.
Yep.
He's got cool parents.
Some more news for you PlayStation Plus members out there. The Until Dawn will be available to download for free. The entire game. It's this crazy slasher / monster story or whatever. I think Hayden Panettiere did some voice acting for that, and the dude from Mr. Robot. Do you guys know his name?
He's the Egyptian.
Yeah, I always
dude.
forget his name. He's fucking great. He's in that too. That's a great game. I bought it right when it came out, and it's amazing. So anybody who has a PS4, check that out. It'll be downloadable for all of July. Definitely worth a play. It's one of the ones where you each time you play through this story, it's different.
Okay.
Or whatever, like all your
choices,
your
right?
choices or whatever, and how you play affects the the outcome, whatever. Let's jump into our weekly recommendations. Hopefully you guys have some. Do you want to hear mine first, or do you guys want to go?
Let's go with yours.
Okay, so for TV, Preacher. Preacher just came back, and I'm a big fan. I think you can watch it every Monday at 10,
at
right?
10, yeah.
AMC's Preacher is killing it, especially for basic cable.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're doing it, man. They're the new Breaking Bad.
So
Is it
Rogan.
as dark as the comics?
No, it's never gonna be. You're never gonna do what they do in the comics, because the comics is basically them going after to kill God or whatever.
Well, to find him and to ask him questions about
To kill
why
him.
he... And
No.
to kill him, yeah. Pretty much.
But I mean, that's what it turns into, and so but as far as an adaptation, I think it's great, and Seth Rogen, the fact that Seth Rogen
we
is
gotta
overseeing
give up
it
to
and
him.
writing it and stuff, it's freaking amazing. It's great, dude. The cast is great. Do you have anything you want to add? It seems like I stole your thunder.
No,
Yeah.
that was one of them. I have another one, but
Great.
But yeah, that's a great show.
All right, we're gonna get into a Power Rangers discussion right now because my Blu-ray pick, Dennis,
God.
is Power Rangers. It just dropped Tuesday. It's available on Blu-ray and VOD, iTunes, wherever you want to watch it. I think it's definitely worth a watch. Whether you like it or not is up to you.
You know what? Let's just say when I got to work and I saw the display, I was ready to knock that thing over.
I'm going to say I really liked it.
Oh, 3-1. We win.
I mean,
Power
I'm a
Rangers
huge-
is tight. Power Rangers is tight.
Oh,
dude.
no, you'd have to be a fan
I'm
to
a
say it
huge-
sucked.
I'm a huge fan, and I thought it still maintained that little, like, cheesiness,
I
thought...
In my opinion, I thought it was an improvement on everything that Power Ranger was, grounding them in reality, and then through that, I guess, like that last portion of the film, it kind of brought you back into what you
I've
what
got a
you
trailer.
remember the
Definitely.
cheesiness of Power Rangers, right?
I also saw a younger crowd in the theater, which was nice to see because I feel like often movies try to do that, try to bring this like modern feel to these old characters and then fail and then just like doesn't work out and people think that it should have stuck to the old characters. But I liked this. I thought this was well done.
Yeah, and it was cool because they kept us in mind. Whether you're Dennis, where you thought it wasn't as good as it could
It
be,
was
and you
garbage.
have your gripes with it, whatever.
There was... Okay, here. Let me start at the beginning, and then when I get to the end, I'll stop. The only reason kids went to go watch it now was because Power Rangers is still an existing TV show that Haim Saban purchased, again, from Disney, but messed up in the first place by trying to create these weak adaptations on
Keep it quick.
on the characters. The movie was Breakfast Club with...
Oh,
little bit
let
of
me
Power
just shut you
Rangers.
down now. You're just now you're going off of honest trailers who
No.
rip apart everything.
Yeah, right. I told
everything,
you that. You know what?
sir.
Hey, if you guys listen, go back to a
Those
previous
guys
podcast. I had mentioned this before. Honest Trailers had.
No, I
posted.
do think that they borrowed some stuff from Breakfast Club. That's a given, but I liked it.
You know, having said that, I'm glad he did mention that. I'm glad that someone else thought the exact same thing, and Honest Trailers was dead on about everything I thought about that. It was just, I mean, Krispy
also-
Kreme Power
he-
Rangers. That's all it was.
Let me just say that Dennis also thinks that Baby Driver is gonna suck, and Baby
Hey,
Driver looks
I don't hate
dope.
it.
Yeah, it does.
It looks
Looks
dope.
Looks
Edgar Wright and my buddy Chris, shout out to Chris, he's went to see it, I think, earlier today and said that it was a phenomenal film with an incredible soundtrack and that it's ridiculously entertaining. Quote.
Well, it's good to hear that he doesn't like Power Rangers though, because.
But I do like Power Rangers. I don't.
No,
like
I mean the movie.
Is.
The movie. Like, we're still on the movie. No, we're not debating the show or anything. But yeah, it's good to hear that he didn't like it, because I was kind of expecting that reaction from everyone else. And I felt for a second that it was just me that liked it. But Tim liked it too, and
yeah, because why I loved it so much. Was that they focused on the character development as opposed to going the Michael Bay route, which I really thought that they were going to do and just try to toss in all this mindless fucking stupid bullshit like Transformers did. Yeah. And they went the complete opposite and just focused on their bond. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was cool. And even you have to say that fucking opening where they're on
the opening was the only good thing about that movie.
Yeah. When you find out that...
Power Rangers before them.
Yeah, or that, Rita Repulsa and fucking Zordon were, in fact, Rangers on Earth, like years years
That was
before.
Actually...
it's like some great exposition that you never really got.
Well, no, that was actually in the original series, but they cut it out because it was maybe too confusing. So for the American adaptation...
Too heavy. Mm-hmm. Too heavy for
the American adaptation. They cut that out, but that was part of the original storyline in a way, because they kind of tweaked it here and there. But yeah,
I think if anything, I would love to see a prequel movie like diving into that.
I don't think
world.
I would complain about that whatsoever.
Yeah, that.
Since we're talking about it, the director for the second one said that he wants Lord Zed to be the.
Oh, so are you saying that? Because I'm not up with the news. So is 2 confirmed?
No, it's not confirmed. They're saying they're hoping
it'll happen. The guy who's kind of attached to direct it, he wants Lord Zed to be the director.
The villain.
Be the villain.
It was more of a comment.
Yeah.
If the movie does,
if they do push forward, which I hope they do, because the reason why that it might not happen is that the movie didn't do well overseas, and like Transformers does well overseas, and big movies like that usually do, like The Mummy. Yeah. They're going forward with the Dark Universe based on the overseas budget or gross or whatever for the box office, right? So in China, I don't think that it was Power Rangers was received well. Okay. So now that's what put a damper on will there be part 2, because of course they want to do it, because they wouldn't have put that Easter egg about the Green Ranger about Tommy Oliver, right?
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Also, they reported that one of the reasons why they said it was a kind of a flop in the United States, but the toy sales are kind of what is saving the movie, because that's how, from what I hear, that's how a lot of comic book movies and other things like that, they make their money off of, or they judge how successful a movie is based off of toys. Like Suicide Squad sold a lot of toys.
I didn't really see very much toys for Suicide Squad.
Well, they're all like they have like the figures.
Saw the
DC
like, Universe figures.
Yeah, that's what those I'm talking about. And they have other ones, other places like merchandise, not just toys, but like shirts.
Well, yeah, because of fucking Harley, dude. Yeah. Everybody wants to be Harley, probably even now.
They said the toys for the Power Rangers, not just the movie, but in general, Power Ranger toys, they went up 138%.
No way, those toys were just as bad as the movie.
That month it came out, or like the couple months following, when they did a count of what the sales were, it went up 130-something%.
I thought that movie didn't do well overseas either, because they were trying to like edit scenes from it and from the character, in the character building.
I think I might have talked about this. We might have talked about this on an earlier episode, but I think it was Russia got really pissed that Trini alluded to the fact of her being she's bicurious or gay or whatever, which is super tiny it's little.
The smallest. Yeah. I mean, if you don't look for it, you will miss it.
Yeah, and they got super offended, and I think they banned the film over there. And they went as far as saying, I think I really did talk about this before, but somebody big over there was like, "Oh, that filmmaker he shouldn't make films anymore." like just trashing on them. It was crazy.
What scene are you talking about? I have no idea.
By the camp.
Yeah, when they're camp out and she's drinking a beer or something, she talks about that she was like, boy,